Can I go on a cruise if I have to take injections? Yes, I'm not gonna make you watch a 2 minute video so you can find out the end if you can do that or not. Yes, if you have to take injections, especially injections dealing with it having to be medication that has to stay cold or chilled, yes, you can absolutely take a cruise and do that. There are several ways to make it happen. I myself had to deal with the same situation and I was very nervous because it was a 2 week cruise. And I asked myself the simplistic question: can I take a cruise if I have to take an injection while I'm still on the cruise? It gets a little bit weird in the methods that people have tried, but I kind of say there's a preferred method that I think is the safest and the easiest. There's actually, if you go on Amazon, you can actually look it up and see what this item is. It's literally a device that's designed to hold all your injections and things of that nature when you go on a cruise. I'll put a link in the description below so that way you guys can actually have a look at that and see if that's something you want to purchase for yourself. There's several different prices for it, which makes it work out very well. I can't think of the name, so I'm going to put a lower CG that actually says the name, but I'm going to continue to talk about it because I don't like editing the videos that way. I like just making sure I just get all the information out and then you guys know. So basically, what this device is, it looks exactly like a thermos, like you're going on a trip to have coffee or something cold to drink. Instead, what it does, there's a little ice pack that's in there. You put that in the freezer. And then when you're getting ready to take your trip, let's say you're getting ready to head to the airport, 10 minutes before you leave, you take that out. So that way it stays out for 10 minutes. That, and I'm talking just about the ice pack. And then you put that ice pack into the actual thermostat, and then you put your injections and all those things in there, close it up tight, and then you're good to go to take it with you. In most cases, it lasts for uh, I would say maybe 4 to 6 hours, in some cases 8 to 12, depending on which version you get. So you have to be careful about which version you want to get because each version does something a little bit more sophisticated than the last one. The highest one actually has an air conditioning element to it, which is the one that I ended up picking out because our flight was from DC all the way to Seattle, and then from Seattle to Hawaii. So you can only imagine all that was done in one day, and to make sure that that actually stayed cool until we got there. And it did. It was still cool when we got there. So great blessing for me making sure that I'm able to still do my injections while I'm on a trip and still enjoy myself. So like I said, there's several versions of that particular one that I'm going to put in the description. And the thing about that is you can actually take the time to, you know what, I'm going to pause. I'm going to find the name of it so you guys know. I stopped it real quick so that way I can actually find the name of it because it's kind of weird not being able to say the name. It's For All Family. If you look up that particular one, For All Family, it has the actual device of what you need. I'm probably going to put pictures up so you guys can see that as well so you can have an understanding. But it's very simplistic to use. Like I said, ice pack goes into the freezer. When you're ready to take your trip, you take it out, wait about 10 minutes to get that little bit of a coolness off, and then you put that into the thermostat. The thermostat then holds all your injections, however many you need. You can depend on the size and get the one that works for you. Then you close it up tight, and then you take it with you. Plus, on top of that, there's different versions of it. So there's one particular model that actually has a cooling feature that actually turns it into a refrigeration system. So you do that, and you can actually refrigerate it with a little battery pack you can buy on the side, so that way it stays cooling forever. There's a caveat to this, so make sure you pay attention to this part. When you get to the airport, they are going to have to open it up and check it. What they're going to look at is the ice pack, so make sure you understand this particular part. The ice pack must be frozen. The moment it melts, they can't take that and you can't have that with you. And I want to make sure you guys understand that because I watched several videos and they're like, oh, no problem, no issues. But it was one particular video that I watched that actually ended up helping me that made me realize it must be frozen. So make sure you don't forget to freeze it. And like I said, the moment, take it out, 10 minutes, and you guys get on the road, head to wherever you need to go, because that's going to be the caveat. If you are further out, getting to the airport, because our airport over here, I think is 30 or 40 minutes from our home, depending on which airport we go to. There are some, of course, that are further away. If you happen to be an individual where your airport's hours away, that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for you. So I would recommend looking up little ways to actually help you out. For me, I feel the best way is to probably put ice cubes into that so that way that stays cold, and then just pour out all the ice cubes, water, whatever it turns it into, and that way that particular pack is still good to go, because you won't be able to take the water across, but you'll be able to take the ice pack across when you go through your checkpoints. So make sure that ice pack stays frozen, hard substance. They will look at it, they will review it, they will be asking what it's for. Here's a little trick that I did on the outside of the actual device. When you get your prescriptions, in most cases now, when it comes in the box or whatever it comes in, it has this little sticky thing that's sticking out that gives all the information about what it is and what it does. I slowly took that off, peeled it off, and I put it on the outside of the thermostat. So when they actually told me to take it out of the bag so they could take a look at it and see what it is, of course, I hand it to them and they see that medicine indication on there, letting them know, hey, this is the medication. They asked me what it was for. I told them exactly what it was for. No issues, no problems, and I was able to go through checkpoint without a problem. They at this point know what those are, and that's why I'm saying, depending on which one you choose, will be that source of, okay, this is safer, this is not safer. I've seen people online, they say they wrap it up in like a towel and they put all these ice things on it, and you do this and they do that. And I understand when people are on a budget, or when people don't actually have an idea of what's actually out there, it's going to make it either safe or not safe on what you need to use. So you got to make sure that you're safe too. You got to make sure that they don't stop you from taking what you need, and this is medication that you need. So take the time to do it the right way. And like I said, there are different sizes for it that makes it work better for each one. So I recommend finding the size that works for you, and also finding the price that works for you. There are different versions of those that are out there, because technology is technology. Somebody comes up with one way of doing it, there are 1,500 people that come up with the exact same way of doing it, and they sell it for a different price. Look at the reviews, figure out which one is the best one to do, because reviews are very helpful in that sense. Someone can say, hey, I used it for my trip and it didn't work, it did this, blah blah blah, and then you're okay, don't use that particular model, don't use that particular version. Someone else used this. My particular one worked extremely well, but it was broken before we left. I did an easy return. I had no issues with them. The thing that was broken was the air conditioning part. So luckily, my air conditioning part didn't work, but because of the ice pack and how I packed it, how everything was cool, as soon as we got to the hotel, I felt it. It still had the coolness to it. Immediately put it in the refrigerator, and I was good to go. And the cool part is, talk to your hotels, because in some hotels they do have fridge, but they don't have they do have fridges, but they don't have freezers. That's going to be a little hiccup for you, because you can get in contact with the hotel and ask them, do they have a freezer on site, and ask them, hey, I need to freeze an ice pack for my medication. And I'll be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to have a problem with it. They will accommodate that little thing. You just have to remember to get it before you leave. That's going to be your little thing. I told them that I had that ice pack. I told them that it was frozen. I needed to stay frozen for the time. They were able to accommodate, no issues, no problems. And when I got ready to leave, they handed it back to me, wished me well on our trip back home, and no issues or problems. So again, I'll leave a description of it below. I'll try to remember to do that. I hope I don't forget. And that way you guys can actually see which model that I actually use for my trip. And no, this is not an endorsement. They're not paying me to do this. I just want people to still be able to take their cruise and have a great time. As always, please like, share, subscribe. I'm always here to give you that lock of information that I keep on lock, so that way you guys know what's going on. And I appreciate all the support, all the love that I'm getting from family, friends, and strangers who don't even know me, saying thank you for the advice. So as always, take it easy, keep it on Cruise on Lock for all your information, and have a great one.